speaking of the Dolphins, Tom Gilbert is going to be their captain after 2 years out with injury. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, did the shoulder at the back end of 2023 and then missed all of last year with the ACL. I guess the key component, we're discussing it a bit off air, is he's 24 years of age. It's obviously a bit of a tick for his rehab that obviously they're confident now. And I mean, I know they're different injuries in the sense it's not like you do the ACL, you come back, you do the ACL again, and there's serious question marks that it might be a problem. They might feel that, look, the shoulder's fully rehabbed and he's done a knee. We get that right. There's no reason why it necessarily has to be derailed. I know he hurt an ankle a month or so ago, but came through that okay. And I think if you look at the other options, given the retirement of their inaugural skipper in Bromwich and their other options on their list are probably north of 30, maybe for a young side now with a new, younger, fresher coach. The opportunity to install a younger captain to maybe lead them for ideally 8-10 years would be the other way forward for them.
I suppose the one kicker is so Max Plath could have been an option, and a great young player for them, but Tom Gilbert was probably going to take his spot in the starting squad. And it is really interesting to see how highly they think of Tom, because you remember last year when he went down with the ACL, they actually put a little TG13 on the sleeves of their jerseys. So very early on, they marked their cards to say, we stand by Tom. So he obviously means a lot to them. What he brings in the dressing room and things like that must be immense to say, this is the guy that steers the ship. It's very much like Jared Warrior-Hargreaves spends half his playing career on the sideline or in the suspension bench, but the Roosters don't look any other way. And I wonder if Tom Gilbert is that man for the Dolphins. But I don't know, Scott, what do you think?
Yeah, I think if you look at the way Tom Gilbert plays his game, even as a kid coming through, I remember he was in the top 10 for tackles and top 10 for run meters in his first full season in the Queensland Cup as a 19-year-old. And I think he embodies the way that the Dolphins play their game. We were discussing before when we were talking about South Sydney, how Wayne Bennett built the Dolphins around their grit. And I don't think that's going anywhere under Christian Wolf this year. So I think Gilbert embodies how they play. And I think, what you said, Darren, is 100% spot on. They see him as the captain for the next 8 to 10 years. He will lead this side sort of into the future. I don't think there was much point in naming a Felice Kafusi, Kenny Bromwich, Mark Nichols type player. I'm not sure that there's spots for all those guys in the 17 anyway, all season as it is. And you're just not sure how they're going to run. But then you're looking for another captain in 2 years' time anyway. And if you look through the rest of the squad of the younger options, the only other player you'd even think more maybe he's going to be a long-term sort of fixture here is Hamisa Tabuai-Fidow, but I'm not sure he's captaincy material. I think Gilbert certainly gets the nod based on that. How he comes back from not playing an elite game of rugby league in 18 months is going to be one of this season's big questions for mine. He's going to be so important to that Dolphins forward pack and how they operate. If they're going to play finals football, he'll have a great season, I think. I think he's the right option, but jury out on just how he comes back and what sort of form he's in after such a long way off.